Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Frank Starfire. This is the Just to Be Frank podcast. Tonight on the show, we're going to do a little bit of agree to disagree on this special Christmas Eve episode of the Just to Be Frank podcast. So if you're already tucked in and you've got your presents all wrapped, you got a little bit of eggnog, a little bit of whiskey in that shit, pull up, get right, get with me, and let's get it on. You know what I'm saying? It's the Just to Be Frank podcast. Agree to disagree with my homeboy Sean Wallace. You already know what it is. Stay tuned and enjoy the episode. You know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all in a minute. One love, abracadabra. Peace.
You know what's going on, man. I'm a little Frank Starfire. Nice to meet you. And I'm a simple guy, and I live my life by really simple means. You know what I mean? I live by simple mottos and credos and phrases and everything because it works for me. You know what I mean? Lately, I've adopted a new one.
Yeah, we talk about this.
So the trick to the cones is you want it tighter towards, like not super tight, but tighter towards the tip where you're gonna smoke, and then as you come out, you loosen it up just a taste. But you want to keep it compact. You want to make sure your bud is nice and grinded. You know what I'm saying?
But when I stuff it, when I stuff the cone, even like the weed, it like burns past the weed, and I'm not getting.
That means you have air pockets. You're getting canoes. That means you have air pockets. When I say stuff, you got the stuff. You got to stuff that shit.
I don't have these issues with these.
Listen, you know what? I can't lie. Look, I'm be dead honest.
I don't understand because this is whenever I buy it, they're like, you say you really buying this?
This is
I'm like, yeah.
Yo, learn.
I'd be like, yeah. They'd be like, what are you like, yo? This, you show you this is real old school. You show on a raw. I'm like, yo, this just don't work for me. And then I'm like, yo, what's wrong with this?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's just we like, in all honesty and fairness, science has gotten better, and the science of smoking has gotten better. We know better now, and the papers that you use in there, that is old school, but it's not.
So is there something chemically wrong? Like I shouldn't be smoking?
I mean, you know what? I think I don't know what material they're specifically made, like what type of wood pulp or whatever they use to make those papers. I know the raw papers seem to be a little bit like when I'm smoking a raw paper as opposed to like an easy wider or a bamboo. Mm-hmm. I know I can taste the weed more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can taste that flavor of it. I can get the terpenes and all that flowing, and like you taste it just tastes better. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you smelling burning paper.
I know it probably tastes cleaner. Like
it tastes cleaner. You know what I'm saying? And obviously smoking anything isn't good for you, but
yes, it is.
Listen, but either way, what's going on, good brother? Of course, y'all know that show. Wallace, I'm here with your boy Frank Starfire. You know what's funny? We've done more episodes of Agree to Disagree this season on the Just to Be Frank podcast than I've done any other episode. So I'm about to just create a whole new show.
No, this is just a part of.
It is, but why not just make a whole new series about it? But either way, of course, it's your boy Frank Starfire, the Just to Be Frank podcast. Thank y'all for joining me on the special Christmas Eve episode. It is Christmas Eve. What are your plans for Christmas Day, good sir?
Oh man, it's gonna be an amazing day. Me and my wife, man, we got a lot of gifts. Well, not a lot, but we got some gifts for each other. She's gonna come home from work. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna make her breakfast.
Okay.
And then we'll exchange gifts, man. And it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. I'm very excited. Excited for what I'm giving her. I'm so excited.
All right.
And then on top of that, there's a lot of shit under this tree for me.
Well, that's what's up, man. Good on you, man. Listen,
So I don't feel like that much of a douchebag and a pig because my wife she values me. She doesn't see me as such low life.
Listen,
like these female viewers that you have here.
Listen, let me
And
break it down like this. It's like, look, you can't. Everybody's not always going to understand what you say, and based on their perceptions and based on their experiences and everything. I have the same problem at times. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit come out of my mouth that sometimes be like, what the fuck? And
which is why you are who you are.
exactly. And this is why I always say perception is reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody's not gonna always get you, but those that do will love you for who you are. You know what I'm saying? And listen, the truth is, if I'm not overly concerned with the viewers' statements, mainly because I just appreciate that they watch it. I mean, but at the same time,
well,
I don't want to. I would never want to
particular.
hinder anybody.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Me neither.
I don't want to hinder anybody's thoughts. I don't want to hinder anybody's experiences, their choices. You know what I'm saying? As long as the choices you make aren't hurting you or anybody else, then go for it. You know what I'm saying? The lovely thing is, I don't have to agree, or you know what I'm saying? It's not my place. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm here to be entertained and laugh at tomfoolery.
That's why we do what we're doing here. We're trying to teach people how to have a conversation, how to speak our minds. And you know what I'm saying? You can have a healthy conversation about your disagreements.
Yes.
And we can learn something from each other through the conversation. And we don't have to hate each other for not agreeing the same way. This is the goal here.
That's the goal. And it's a simple matter of
it's Dave Chappelle-ish.
Yeah, well, listen, he's the GOAT, and there's a reason why he is. And
we're fighting for conversation.
Yeah, look, not only that, I don't think I should ever have to censor myself. I don't want to censor anybody else. I want people to be able to say what's on their mind, even if what's on their mind may be a little radical or a little crazy. And the truth is, at that point, that's when you have a conversation about it and try and disseminate exactly what it is that the person means. And sometimes a lot gets lost in translation. Sometimes a lot just gets lost because people don't listen to the whole conversation. They only listen to the snippets of the radical, the sensational. And that's their prerogative. My thing is, I don't care if a conversation goes 20 minutes, if a conversation goes an hour, 50 hours, I don't care if it goes 3 hours. I just want to have the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. But the reason listen, these women have what's it called? It's like real estate in my mind because they call me names and I want an apology.
Well, you're probably not going to get that, but
I'll be damned. They're gonna go into my IG if you find a post or slide in my DM. I needed an apology for what you guys said to me. That was not right. I had an opinion. I didn't say anything to anybody or about anybody. I just said what I would do or what I like or whatever. It is not required. It is not entitled them to call me a pig and a douche. That's not fair. That's not nice. That's not nice. That's not what we're doing here. This is not what we're doing here.
But however, to play devil's advocate, you have to realize what you said could be perceived as some piggish shit. This is what we were talking about. This stems from the conversation where you were talking about how you need to have multiple partners even in your marriage. And
I like casual sex.
Right, exactly. And to the people who are listening, that's like, well, you're married, so you shouldn't be doing that. But my answer to that was, well, if that's how their love is expressed, then and she's okay with it, he's okay with it, who are we to judge? And that's my answer. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to agree with it or not. And for the record, I don't, but at the same time, it's not my place to judge what other
But
people do.
you're not calling me names while you disagree. You
No, because I
disagree.
don't have to call you names.
They didn't have to.
But at the same,
They called me names. It hurts. I'm so hurt. I'm so damaged.
I don't believe
I
you.
want an apology, and
I don't believe you
I
at
was
all.
going to the
But
extent
maybe
of,
that'll be under your tree tomorrow.
oh, oh, I need one. I'm sorry. I need an apology. And it was like, it was like, if I don't get one, I'm gonna make them pay. But I haven't come up with nothing yet, so I haven't come up with a dastardly deed for them
Oh
yet.
man.
But man, don't let me figure something out in the coming weeks. Like I'll find you.
Oh,
And when I find you,
oh, I can't. I can't. Okay, there you go. Um, I'm gonna casually apply Japanese.
you like my mug?
My
You like
lips
my
are
mug?
chapped.
You like my mug? My uncle gave this shit to me.
Nice. Nice. Old school Thor. Look like Joe Perez and shit. Chapstick, the lip balm of choice.
Listen, let's get this intro going. Let's get this intro going. Really, starting off strong.
I've had a very strange and weird day in the last few months, and I'm going to take a moment to address you, the people. I know that the last year has been fraught with all sorts of shit. I mean, we've all lost people and lost some jobs or lost our livelihood or just so many changes have happened, and we've sat by and just allowed tyrannical shit to happen, and we've also allowed a genuine separation of us as a people. You know what I mean? And I want to offer you a challenge. This holiday, I don't care if you stop speaking to somebody because they voted one way or the other, or they got the vaccine and you didn't. Cut that shit the fuck out. Give them a call. Tell them you love them, because life is way too motherfucking short for that type of stupidity. You know what I'm saying? If you stop talking to people because they don't believe what you believe or anything of that nature, you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? And if they're doing it for the same reason, they're wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. Fix the shit. Because at the end of the day, life is precious. And you only get one of these motherfuckers. Unless you believe in multiversal theory like me, in which case, probably got 1,000 of them. But either way,
Sorry, Spider-Man.
take the time to love yourself. Take the time to spread love. Don't allow that anger to fester and send you down a spiral of terrible thoughts and ideas and shit, man. Please. Beyond that,
I second that. To say like, you never know. You never know what somebody's going through. You don't know what kind of impact you have on people's lives, to the point where if you burn a bridge, you know what I'm saying, you could be opening up a whole nother level of demons into somebody's life that you used to be like a security to, used to be a hole, and you leave a hole in somebody's life based off of like a disagreement or one little fight or whatever the case may be. You can open them up to some type of stuff that wasn't meant for them. You know what I'm saying? It's as easy as, you know what I'm saying, deciding to make a left turn, and now I'm gonna go straight. It's just only to say like, I had a guy that I spoke to last night. His name was Ray, and he's a gay man, and he's going through so much oppression through his like family, not being comfortable with his sexuality, going through high school and being picked on and all stuff like that. He lost so many family members, his mother, his grandmother, a lot of friends that meant so much to him, that he went through so much trauma of people like attacking him and stuff like that. And he's like, I had to deal with so much, but I gave so much to so many people. I've done so many things for so many people. And it's like, I just don't want to be here anymore. So I was like, dude. So what I told him was, look, um, you're a good person. If you do things for people, trust me, that's what you're here for. That's your purpose. Don't ever stop doing that. This is why we need you here. This is why you can't go. And I said, you don't know what the future holds. You're only 21 years old. By the time you hit 30, you could meet somebody that could change your whole life, or you could enter somebody's life and change their life. I said, the one thing that you may have a problem with is your reactions to the oppression that comes your way. But if you sit back and you don't fight, like I don't believe in fighting and altercations and stuff like that, because it just leads, it's a negative. And I only deal with the positive. So if you're gonna fight, you know what I'm saying, you're only bringing negativity into your life. If you don't fight against your oppression if you fight against your oppression with you know what I'm saying, with no reaction, you'll allow the rest of the world to see your oppressors in their oppressive state. But if you fight back with them, then the people are only going to see your reactions, and your reactions are something that you need to work on. But you cannot do anything. You can't damage yourself. You can't get into you can't sacrifice the people that you help.
I disagree
because of their oppression.
I disagree slightly. And the only reason the only thing I disagree with is this. What I do agree with is you should never allow anybody else to take you out of being who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also believe that you should always fight for what you believe in. You should always stand up and fight. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to, but now here's the thing. How do you fight? How you fight the battle or what have you, that is what you're looking for. So to strive to face it, fight it, but with positivity, with love, is a much better idea than to fight it with anger and hatred, because that's just going to escalate further. You know what I'm saying? There's no, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, fight somebody with fists with love. I mean, shit, bang, bang, I love you, bitch. But like, that's not what I mean.
Sometimes you gotta one-on-one it.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta one-on-one it, but what I'm saying is, they're gonna come at you. The world is always gonna come at you and try and beat you down. It's up to you to keep getting back up, keep striving, keep fighting, push forward, because the more you push forward, the harder it is for them to hold you back. You know what I'm saying? And all that hatred and anger that they're projecting onto you is things that they are angry and hateful about themselves. It's a self-perpetuating cycle. They only hate you because they hate themselves, and they can't fucking figure out why. You know what I mean?
The perfect analogy that I gave him was, I said, people are pushing your buttons, right? So I said, when somebody pushes your button, you react. Now, everybody's going to see your reaction, but what happens when somebody presses a button and nothing happens?
Mm-hmm.
They bang harder. They start banging on all these other buttons and stuff like that. So your lack of reaction to an oppressor pushing your buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Now you get to see. Now everybody gets to see how crazy they are pushing all these buttons.
Yeah, and it's
don't allow people to push your button.
Don't allow it. And you know what? We're human, so occasionally it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? We're human. Most of you are.
A lot of lost souls
But
out
we're
there.
human, so we're prone to make mistakes. We got to learn from those. Don't stop letting these things that you call mistakes stop you from living and making more. You will make mistakes. It happens. You know what I'm
Will you
saying? And
will you agree that we have to be like being better humans? Like we have to be better. We have to be better. We have to be better at humanity.
yeah, hell fucking yeah. We have to be better to each other. Again, it's like I said, we got to stop letting the media influence how you think. Stop letting people take you out of being who you are, because most people are rational, civilized individuals, but people together are fucking crazy. And when you're fueled with misinformation or disinformation or the wrong type of anything, it's always going to blow up in your fucking face. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be bad for everybody. And that's
We have to
not what we
we
need.
have to be better. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we have to be better at how we perceive ourselves. Be more in
Yeah,
tune with how you perceive yourself, and focus on what you are doing and who you are, and don't worry about how somebody else
exactly.
how somebody else is perceiving you, and how somebody else is going to affect your life.
Right. And we and unfortunately we give people power over us.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? And that's interesting. It's interesting. We give these people power over us, and I guess depending on what that power is and how they use it,
Hmm.
it can be
Yeah.
either really a boon to you or it could be a full detrimental to you. And
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
that's something that you have to be cognizant of. And
Absolutely.
but that takes introspection as much as looking outward. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be able to see, and that's why I try and maintain objectivity. Now, what I've discovered is there are certain things that I am not objective about, but it's kind of impossible for me to be, even when I try. It's hard for me, you know. But that's just something to work on. Just something to work on.
We gotta be better human. We gotta be better humans for humanity.
We have to treat each other better. You know what I'm saying? And again, when you go out, you don't always see hatred. You know what I'm saying? But it'd be them little passive aggressive ass actions and things like that. You don't see that all the time. You know what I mean? But
Oh,
anyway,
it's a lot. It's a lot of influence
mhm,
that can cause you to not understand what somebody else is doing or what they're going through.
right,
And then on top of that, it's like well, yeah, it's really is. It's really kind of what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? What we've learned over time can make you um fearful, or have a lack of understanding of what somebody does.
right,
And when we're out and about, or whatever the case may be, a lot of the time it's just we're not bothered by what people do. We don't want to be malicious towards
no,
people.
no,
A lot of people are not malicious towards people, you know what I'm saying, just naturally.
no. But
But because of some of the things you've learned, you know what I'm saying, some things are like red flags to us, and it's like, well, I don't fuck with this, or I don't fuck with that, or whatever you're doing is not good enough for me. And
right,
then, you know what I'm saying, so you start to try to influence people based off of your not what like your experiences and stuff like
hmm
that. That has nothing to do with the other person. And then you have um drugs and alcohol, like those type of influences on our mind that can make us act in a way that we are not.
Exactly. And
in all naturality, we are not this combative
well,
race of people.
I mean, okay, so that's not entirely true, I would think either. I mean, if you think about it,
Because
humanity.
I've seen a lot of drunk people, a lot of people on drugs that
No,
are are in the midst of their episode or their
no,
experience or whatever, and then they get some sleep and wake up and they're a whole different person.
no, of course, we've all seen that. We've all been that. You know what I'm saying? But what I mean is, I think humans, by nature, just by the nature of everything we've gone through since the dawn of time, there is something in us that's primal still, that still requires that. You know what I'm saying? There's like, think about, there is little things that we just still, as people today, we still kind of think about, like, I enjoy cooking over fire. I love grilling. I do. I like cooking over fire. I think that's an ingrained thing from like a past knowledge of being able to cook something over fire. Like there's an enjoyment to it. You understand what I mean? And but it's just one of those interesting things. I want to use a bow and arrow because for some reason in my mind it seems like it's the perfect weapon type shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's something that you like. That's something
I love
it may be an
swords.
individual thing. Somebody might like the pistol. Some people
Right. Like I love swords. I love knives. I love things like that. Like they bring me joy. You know what I'm saying? And I can't explain why I enjoy the balance of a good sword or the sharpness of it or the craftsmanship of it, because to me it's art, you know what I'm saying? But it's bloody deadly art.
That's your preferred weapon.
That's my, post-apocalyptic shit happening. I'm a melee character.
This goes back to what we were talking about last time, is the simulation.
Yeah, right.
I believe that there's a lot of systems that have been created over time, and one of them is like this it's kind of like a classism thing, where you want to be the king or the queen, you want to be royalty, you want to be top dog, you want to, you know what I'm saying, top of the food chain type of thing or whatever, and you don't want nobody to knock you down, and then at the same time you want to get to that level.
Right.
So there's like wars and battles, and that's where the primal thing comes from us. It's either a means of survival or a means to obtain wealth, power, and status.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to remove yourself from that simulation, what would you be dealing with?
Right.
And I think that's where that humanity, that part of us that are humans, that can just congregate with each other and listen to each other and doesn't combat one another based off of how we living our lives.
Right.
It's the systems that we live amongst that that causes the type of aggression that we come up with. But I do feel, I do agree with you. There is this primal.
Yeah, there's just something ingrained in us,
We fucking kill each other, kill each other, hurt each other.
But
it's a perfect. Are we going to talk about?
Right. So the first topic we have for the night is whether or not you believe there is life on other planets. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think we would be asinine to believe that we are the only sentient life in this entire galaxy or beyond. Like that's just, it just makes no sense that we would be the only sentient beings in all of this vast shit. That's just stupid. Yes, there has to be life on other planets. What that life could be, don't know. But
that's all right. So that was gonna be a question I was going to raise. That's a question I'm going to raise to you is, what do you consider to be life? Because are you talking about like another another human being like life,
Humanoid. I mean, I think there would be
humanoid,
humanoids. I
or
think there would
like
be. I think there would be humanoids. I think there would be different species of animals and plant life and everything. Like I think anything is possible because nothing is out of the realm of possibility. You know what I'm saying? Like if science fiction has taught us nothing else, it's that when it comes to space, we should probably expect the unexpected. And science kind of teaches us the same way as well, simply because they're always finding new things. You know what I mean? I think I think, I would like to believe that not every species that may be out there is aggressive, violent, you know. Um, but I firmly believe that, listen, I'll be honest with you. Aliens swoop down right motherfucking now, talking about, yo, look, we got some new technology for you. We're gonna be able to graft wings to you or a tail, whatever you like. Being a bionic guy, we'll give you cyborg and shit. Yeah, sign me the fuck up. Let's get it. Let's get it.
That's because you. That's just because you want to get the fuck away from here. That's why.
No, I would say, listen, if I'm being
or
honest,
is it out of curiosity?
if I'm being honest, if I had the abilities, like say, just off the top of my head, right? Like let's say I had some ability to teleport, or levitate, or use telekinesis, or fly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I promise you, I would be a supervillain. Fuck. I would be a supervillain on this planet, and I'd enjoy it. I would not oppress people, but I can't honestly say I wouldn't try and Thanos snap like half the population. Just saying, sustainable Earth and shit.
Okay, I mean, okay.
I have issues.
We're definitely, that's a whole nother topic that we're going to. We are definitely going to discuss that. You're not getting away with that. So. That's another. We're going to dig into that in the future. Absolutely. I already have a question for you, and don't even worry about it. That's coming down the pipe.
All right,
so
good.
I'll leave you alone on that one. But I believe so. When you talk about life, I'm thinking of like cells. I'm thinking of bacteria.
Yeah.
I do not think that there is life in a human form that exists anywhere else in the universe. I believe we are one of a kind, and you're never going to go to another planet and walk up to something that you can speak to, something that will walk up to you. I barely think there's even like animal life, like.
Have you ever heard of
in other planets?
Have you ever heard of Dr. David
But
Fravor?
I do believe that. Huh?
Have you ever heard of Dr. David Fravor?
No.
Or what about Bob Lazar?
No, I think I've heard of him.
Okay. Bob Lazar is like the foremost expert on Area 51 and a mineral.
Oh, what's up with what the fuck is up with Area 51?
I'm just saying. And a mineral.
Come on, bro. I need to see something.
Yo, you got to watch a documentary. I think it's on Netflix. There's one about him on there. Commander David Fravor was a pilot for the United States Air Force, and he said he saw visually on radar a sort of some object that was hovering over where he was going to be, and then did some shit like and met them where they were supposed to be going type shit. Listen, it's fairly credible, and of course, if you remember last year or earlier this year, they released, the Pentagon or whatever released some papers talking about what alien life they've discovered or things of that nature. So it's not far-fetched to believe that if there's a propulsion system that can get you to do that, then that means the humanoids or something akin to that made it. All right. I would say that there are too many planets out there for us to know for sure until they either show up or we excuse me, or we go there. The only way that's going to work. The only way that's going to work.
I don't think there's anything on Mars.
No, there's probably nothing on Mars, although I think they just found something recently on Mars that suggests there once was. So it's not far-fetched to believe that on one of these, in another galaxy, perhaps, there may be a third Earth type situation where there are some fucking carbon-based life forms who, you know what I'm saying? It only makes sense in the idea that there's too much out there that we just don't know. So how could we just create a blanket statement to say, yes, this is not real and that's how it's, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no way to know. But I think we would be crazy to believe there's no other life out there. And when I say life, I mean humanoid, bacteria, virus, plant, animal, everything. I think there's everything out there. You know what I'm saying?
I think the furthest that my imagination could take me to is a bacteria entering our space, entering our bodies, and like exposing some type of I want to say like octopus type shit, like right. You know what I'm saying? Some type of
tentacled creature,
some type of weird creature that could like consume us,
right?
And but I don't feel like there's nothing that we're gonna ever interact with.
I mean, listen, the truth is, have you ever seen a regular just fucking octopus? The motherfuckers are alien creatures. The motherfuckers is ill. The motherfuckers eat sharks. So, man, look, I think we just don't know enough. You know what I'm saying? We have to get further out there. You know what I mean? And
yeah, there will probably be more variations of sea life than
I like again, like if there's gonna be life somewhere and there's carbon-based life forms, if they have any inkling of anything like humans, gods, we hope that they are peaceful. Because the truth is, if they are, then they could probably greatly benefit us. If they are not, they would probably wipe us out within a day, because I don't think we have the technology or the togetherness or the capabilities to take them out.
Well, man, you saw Independence Day.
Yeah, I saw Independence Day, and that was a work of fiction, sir. So
no, but it shows you how we could come together and form a solid front based off of the many technologies of everybody. If everybody came together, but there's no way that it's not like, I know Americans couldn't defend themselves, but if we all looked upon life on Earth as a threat, or something coming onto Earth and considering it a threat on human life or life on Earth, we could probably handle ourselves.
Yeah.
Just like if we went, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we would ever go to another planet deep. It would just be somebody on a solo mission. And I can't foresee like the way that it's been depicted, like a whole bunch of ships gonna come and just consume us. I don't see that shit happening, dude.
Without
out there like that.
Without actually going there.
We can't go to Venus. We can't go to Venus, right? We'll burn the fuck up.
I mean, even outside of our solar system, like let's expand our reach. That's what I'm saying. Like your imagination isn't good enough, sir. You got to go a little further, because there's more universes out there. There's more galaxies out there. So, and there are other suns out there. You know what I'm saying? So,
You watch Lost in Space?
no, I don't watch Lost in Space, but I've
So
I'm familiar with it.
they were like stuck out in space, right? And the boy, the youngest son, found a robot that had like it had its own mind, like it had its own thing, and like the ship that they were on, it was like a it was like a blob almost, but with like wires and technology, and it could like control the ship. And then this robot was the same like thing, like just like them, but he had created a bond with the robot.
Uh,
So they was like stuck out in space or whatever the case may be, and they had just constructed a way to, what I'm saying, find their way back to Earth.
right.
So while their ship is now starting to do that, the robot, the robot and the blob that is or whatever was like started to come to life and started to make shit happen or whatever.
Mhm.
And the robot um came back came like came back onto the ship, and it came with another robot. And they were ready to fuck shit up. And then he saw the boy, and him and the boy had a connection. So then he started to protect the boy from the other robot, and they went through some type of battle. And then the ship ended up shooting out and wound up in a whole nother universe where there was two suns.
That's just okay.
I
That
was like,
sounds like some crazy shit.
oh, I was like, yo, because it was like a hole. It was like a hole, and it was like a hole out in space, and then it just shot through that shit.
A
I
wormhole.
don't know how to. Yeah, the wormhole, and like it formed based off of how the machines were interacting or reacting or whatever. But
Mhm. All right.
it was,
So,
but that was a cool way to, because I don't look in space. I don't have that kind of technology, and to have that imagination to do that type of stuff. But I understand that that stuff is out there and people do that and everything like that. But to see how we would end up in another fucking galaxy is so fucking
that's one
cool,
possibility. The
and
problem is,
scary, and yeah, and quite possible.
well, no, it's not possible because we haven't figured out that level of travel yet. We haven't figured out how to create a
That's the thing.
wormhole,
That's the thing. It wasn't our travel. It was the travel of the machine. The
right?
machines ended up
Which
taking him,
is a
because the
form of
robot, the original robot, was drawing something. He drew a circle, and then a circle, a bigger circle around that circle. And the boy was like, "Yo," trying to figure out what that was. And as soon as they got to the other galaxy, he's like, "Yo," he was like, "Where are we?" And he was like, he put up the sign, was like, "Yo, we're here," which is where the robot was kind of like, I guess he was trying to get to, or something like that. But I was like, "Oh shit, that's just crazy." Is there somewhere else where there's two more fucking suns with an orbit around it in a whole other galaxy? Like that shit is crazy.
that's so I mean it's like I said, I don't know what you're describing is obviously a fictional movie, but it's
Yes, yes, yes.
sentient life creating technology that's beyond what we have. That's what I'm saying. That's
That's what
probably
you.
out there. Whether it be robots, whether it be
Do
highly
you think
intelligent lizard
that?
people, I don't know. You know what I'm
But
saying?
even in that fiction, so even with that fiction created your entry to believe that that's actually possible.
Sure, because that's all fiction is always done. You know what I'm saying? You want to believe the fantastical is true in that regard. You know what I'm saying? And listen, most people read the Bible and love the fantastical nature of everything that goes on in it. But if you think of it, a lot, just if you just take away all the fantastical and leave the facts, it's not as interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's not as interesting. So you got to add a little bit of spice to make the soup nice. You know what I'm saying? You got to add a little bit of flavor to that shit. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So science fiction is the same thing. And fiction is the same thing. You have to have enough fact to make the fiction plausible. You know what I'm saying? As a writer, I recognize that when I'm writing, even if I'm writing about vampires and shit like that, I have to be able to explain certain things with a basis of fact to make the fiction of what I'm writing, the fantastical, seem plausible. You know what I'm saying? To intrigue the person who might be reading. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same way with science fiction. It's the same. So these concepts that they come up with are very, very interesting. And then if you think about just this applied science that they would use to come up with these things, why we haven't actually done it in real life is because it's not actually possible yet, because obviously you've got to add fictional things to make things happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, but it does spark the idea of what could be. That's why you get people like Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? That's why you get these visionary people. You know what I mean? Because they see things and then they question and then they want to answer the question. So thank God for them. But it seems we can agree that there is at least some life in the outer reaches of the galaxies. We just don't know what form that life would take. Fair enough. This topic, this may lead us both to being called pigs and shit. I ain't gonna lie. But
no, we don't call it. Don't treat us like
that. You asked, is porn real? Right? And I said, well, it's real to the idea that yes, they are having sex, but they
you
are.
You said don't clean it up.
No. What I said was, it's real to the idea that they are having sex, but they're acting. They're not acting very well, but they're acting. These are actors. This is their job. You know what I'm saying? So it's a script. You know what I'm saying? It's not real life. You know what I'm saying? So no, porn isn't real to the degree that every guy fucking every girl in a porn video is enjoying it. No, not every girl is enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? They're faking it till they make it. You know what I mean? And so no, it's not real. It's just it's acting. It's a job. You know what I'm saying? It's a fantasy. It's designed to elicit these primal urges. You know what I'm saying? But it's really just people acting like they fucking and happen to be fucking.
Okay, so porn is very real. There's nothing fake about it. Like you're not like the only thing that would be fake about it is maybe their level of enjoyment in some cases. But it's not, they're not acting. Acting is like, if I shoot somebody and they're dead, but I'm not really shooting them with a bullet and they're just acting like they're dead.
Well, no. Acting.
This is
it's a form of acting. It is a script that they're following. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we could say there's a lot of improv involved, but it's a script. It's an act. There is no like you'll see these people on set just chilling, talking, playing on their phone, waiting, and then when it's time to turn on, they drop their robe and turn on. And then when the scene is done, if the guy busts too soon, they got to reset. So there's more waiting. It's just like any film set. Hurry up and wait. I'm telling you.
Porn is it's adult entertainment and it's adult work and like it's sex work.
It's definitely that.
It's not. It's and the people that do it they're not doing it. They're not doing it in a way that is. I mean, they're really doing it. They're really doing it. There's like the
Listen,
enjoyment. Like I guess the enjoyment or the way they're going about it to intrigue the viewer or whatever, or the participant or
I,
whatever. It's not that aspect may be embellished a little bit, but and a lot of people might look at it because the question came up is because somebody said like, isn't that shit that's not real, like that's fake. I was like,
it's
what's fake?
not.
I was like, what's fake about it? I was like, that person's really getting fucked.
Yes, that person
Or
really
that
is
person's
getting.
really or that person is really fucking. These people have these people are collecting bodies. These are bodies that they're putting up. They're not this is not
Listen,
fake.
listen.
They're actually having
It's
sex with each
again.
other.
I'm not disputing that the actual fucking is real, but what I'm saying is that generally it is not designed to be like it literally is an acting job. But yes, they are hardcore fucking, and honestly, the effects of it are horrendous at times. You know what I'm saying? The vast majority of women and a lot of men they go into it because they've been victimized, molested, inappropriate, you know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. And
No, they don't. Don't do
yes, they
that.
do. It
No, they
happens.
don't. Some of them actually.
Listen,
A lot of people enjoy sex, dude.
I understand that, but what I'm telling you is if you look at the studies, vast majority of women who go into porn do so because they've experienced some form of sexual trauma in their life. And not only that, being within that industry, they'll probably experience more. You know what I'm saying? Truth is that much like stripping can have a negative effect on a lot of these women because more often than not, they're not always mentally prepared for that level of infamy or degradation. And look,
Any level of
I
work,
love porn. I watch porn.
can cause trauma.
Huh?
Any level of work can cause any
I'm not, again,
particular
I'm not
field of work
disagreeing
can
with
cause
you.
trauma.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but we have to be able to recognize that sex work in and of itself, just from the history of it, is very traumatic. Now, I'm one of those people that believes that prostitution should not be a crime. I think it should be licensed. They should get a fucking salary for it. And, depending on your level of skill, you should be regulated. You should have to, get your checkups. You should be able to go to school to get a psychology degree because you should be able to, more often than not, a lot of times.
I mean, that's what OnlyFans is.
That's what OnlyFans kind of
created has created an independent field for sex workers to do it at their own
and again,
comfortability.
Right. And I will say that is a fantastic thing. A lot of women are drawn to it. And I'm not saying that there aren't women who enjoy sex. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that both answers can
be. That's kind of like what you're implying. It's like, well, they're having sex, but they're not, you know what I'm saying? They're just faking it. They're not enjoying it.
They're not. More often than not, they are not. They are acting. I have been on set. I'm telling you from experience, they are acting.
I'm telling you from experience as an actual sex worker in the past that this is not a game. This is not an act. We're really doing this. I had to one time cancel in the middle of a shoot because I had a prior experience before I got to the joint, and I was just mentally not there. I just couldn't. I could not perform. I could not do what I was paid to do.
Yeah.
Well, because I had a sexual experience prior to that. It was just so real that I could not. You can't fake this.
Right.
You're really into this when you and A lot. The way you were looking at it is like, oh, she's had what 1,000 dicks in her, probably. Probably.
No.
Oh, no. Hold on. She's fucked so many times that her pussy is probably wide open. She's not even feeling anything anymore.
No.
And that's not true because
I know.
you also have to take into the account of the men that are performing in these. I'm not and not many men are well endowed, but a lot of them that are in that industry are selected because they're well endowed, or selected because they have the stamina or whatever the case may be. And when you see them having sex, a lot of times that action that's happening is real.
Again,
You don't fake squirting.
I'm not disagreeing
You
with
don't
that.
fake coming.
I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, it is not real life. You know what I'm saying? It is an act. And yes, they're going to get
Situations aren't real.
there's only one way to fuck, and that's real. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. But what I'm also saying is that this is not something that they in their normal life, they're actors. To them, you ask them, you're a sex worker. You said it. You're an actor. You acted in a film. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a performer. I'm an
Okay, you
entertainer.
performed in a film, whatever.
The acting, they don't act. They're terrible actors. They don't act.
I didn't say
you're
that
acting
again. I
you're
said at the very
like
beginning they were shitty actors. I said that.
The situations that they're getting into. So it's like, some of the porn that people may select or whatever the case may be, that's not actually how it goes. Like, you have like right now, like a new thing is free use porn. So can you just sit there and have a conversation with you can sit there and have a conversation and then get felt up on and fucked in the middle of having a conversation? More than likely, no. Like you like they're acting like then they have to kind of die down the reality. Like, yo, I just can't scream right now.
Right. No, listen.
I have to just continue to have a talk. But this is at the end of the day, porn is a performance. The sex workers perform for us. They entertain us. That's their job. They don't. They're not acting and putting on.
But this is what I'm saying. Once you go into the realm of entertainment, it's not reality anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I agree with everything you're saying to a point. But what I'm saying is
a rapper is not having a conversation with you. They're up there like they're spitting their rhymes.
Right.
These are real words coming out of their mouth that will influence you and stuff, but they're putting on a performance. Do they actually talk like that? No.
Maybe
but they're still talking to you. They're still putting on, they're still entering your mind. What they're doing is real, right?
But it's two different things, because again, what you're talking about is people who are having sex for money on camera. You know what I'm saying? That are performing. No matter how you slice it, once you add the word performance, that's not real. That's fake. And yes, they are indeed having true coitus. However, so what? They're fucking for money on camera. That's a performance. That is acting. That's not real. They probably met that day. They have to build chemistry on the spot. That's, you know what I'm saying? And to be able to function in a way where it looks good on camera. You know what I'm saying? And just as somebody who loves film and cinematography and things like that, you have to have chemistry, even when you're fucking. It doesn't work any other way.
If you are a professional, if you're a professional sex worker, you can if you're and especially if you're good at it, the chemistry can happen, or the chemistry don't even have to happen.
I know what you do. I agree, but for all intents and purposes, we are specifically talking about porn. And that is a level of sex work that is designed specifically for performance. It is performative. Therefore, it is fake. You know what I'm saying? And
cam shows are porn. Like
yes.
Comic books are porn. Like all of this stuff. Like any kind of sex.
I'm
any
sorry,
kind of sex act.
wait. Comic books are porn.
Yeah, they have comic porn.
Oh, okay. I thought you okay.
Oh no.
I'm like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But yes,
no
no, I've seen that. I mean, listen.
Thor is not porn.
You know, but but again, you know, with that level of intimacy and things, and you know, you hear
So
about
you can't take. So basically, what you're saying is you can't take it serious.
No, hell no, fuck no. It's fucking no. That's dumb. I'm watching it for the entertainment value and to beat my dick. Like that's it. Listen, I'm not watching for the script and cinematography of it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see people fucking so that I too can blow my load. That's all porn is for. You know what I'm saying? Porn is designed to masturbate. That's about it.
So if somebody had a whatchamacallit, like this, like a Zoom or whatever, and some girl was like putting on a show for you,
right,
or whatever, you're not gonna look at it. Are you able to personalize that particular situation? Like this person is putting on a show for you right then and there.
Do I know this person, or is it just a random young lady,
like a random person
sort of deal, or something like that, or I mean,
if you're doing a one-on-one, I don't know what kind of conversations.
Well, yeah, all right. So if
sometimes you know the person,
this is fairly intimate. So if I'm talking to somebody on a Zoom call and they're stripping and doing some sexy shit, then you know what I'm saying, of course I'm going to humanize them because I can clearly see that they're talking to me and me alone. We're having a conversation, but we're also, you know, getting a little freaky. Fine. But that's not the same thing as her performing, unless she's doing some role play shit, and she is performing. And then, even then, if it's just me and her and she's live and it's real, then yeah, no, I can. That's not porn.
She's performing. That's not porn. Her
That's not porn.
For you. Her performing for you on camera in a sexual way is not porn.
No, because here's the difference. She's not getting paid for it.
But then porns don't get. A lot of people don't get paid for porn. Men don't get paid for porn.
Yes, they do. And if you didn't get paid, and if you, yes, you're supposed to.
A lot of them
don't get paid as much as women.
A lot of them get paid to make them. A lot of them get paid to make them.
No,
a lot of them aren't paying. Listen, you're not gonna, if you are trying to be a porn star, you're gonna have a hard time finding somebody to pay you. They mostly pay the females.
They do, but depending on the company you work for, you get paid specifically. Like some actresses and actors get paid per sex act. So, for example, if you're doing a double penetration anal and come on your face and tits. Sorry for getting all graphic on y'all, man. You're gonna get paid for each act. You're gonna get paid for the anal, which is gonna probably pay you like $8,000. You're gonna get paid for the double penetration. You're gonna get paid for the jizz all over your fucking face and hair. Like
I love how much
depending on how your contract is, that's how a lot of these companies work, especially nowadays where there are more women in charge in the industry. Things are progressing to a better state. At least this is what as far as my knowledge goes. Now, men don't ever get paid as much to do porn unless you're doing gay porn, in which case you'll probably make a lot of money. But most
because you're most likely in a female's position, but more times than not, you're not paying the guy because you're getting him.
No, but you're still gonna listen. Anybody who performs on camera should be paid. If that's not happening, that's a problem. Like I don't care if it's male, women, whatever. Anybody who's going to be a performer in this film needs to be paid. That's fucked up if you're not. It's fucked up.
There's a select few that of males that get paid to be in
I'm sure.
Majority of porns. Now, what about a sex tape?
What do you mean? What about it?
I mean, those definitely aren't paid.
No, but what I'm saying is, all right. So my thing is this.
Ray J. I don't think Ray J paid Kim Kardashian, or I don't think Kim Kardashian.
No, but that became pornography because of its content and because somebody got paid for it. Maybe not Ray J or Kim. Well, Kim Kardashian.
Ray J got paid after the fact.
All right, so
he made it available, or
right.
No,
so
it probably only got out because somebody paid him to put it out.
Yeah.
But some people have sex tapes or film themselves having sex with somebody as a form of like blackmail or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, which is illegal. That's illegal. Revenge porn is illegal. So you're not allowed to. Okay, you're not allowed. It is against the law for you to have a sex tape of you and your lady. Y'all break up, so you decide to put that tape on Pornhub. You know what I'm saying? As a way to get back at her. That's a malicious act, and you would be tried and prosecuted for it. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody can have you arrested for it.
Yeah. Well, you would probably, basically. But the truth is, if you do that, you're a piece of shit. If you do that, you're a piece of shit.
I'm not. All right, that's judging. That's judging.
That's not judging.
Person making that you're judging the person.
I'm not judging. I'm
talking about
the person who decided
I'm
to
talking about the actual act.
No, I don't have a problem.
That's not porn to you. Even though you're able to watch it.
No, that's not porn to me. Pornography is an actual thing. If some people you want to call it an art, it's an art. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. However you want to classify it, it's its own thing.
That's sex work. That's sex work.
It's beyond that. It's beyond just sex work. It's beyond just sex work.
If you're getting paid to have sex, you are a sex worker.
That's fine, but once you put it on camera and you got paid to do it, now you're a porn actor.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Once you've been paid to do it, you are a porn actor. Until then, you just fucking on camera.
But is that the only level of porn is my question.
No, I don't think there is.
No, it's not.
There's such a thing as, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I guess it's very subjective, I would say, but I would definitely say that porn is
you're
good
watching
for some people.
You're watching people fuck.
Yeah.
It's real.
Right.
It's real.
I'm not disputing the reality of the act, but what I'm saying is once you have lights and a setup and a on set, and that's a performance, that is porn acting. You're an actor. You know what I'm saying? You're on set, you're an actor. You know what I'm saying? If you're just two people in your bedroom fucking, and you and your wife decide to make a sex tape, and then you and your wife decide to both put it out, yes, that is indeed pornography. If you put it out there, like if you put your sex tape on Pornhub, then by the very definition of the website, that's pornography, certainly. However, and again, you didn't get paid for it, she didn't get paid for it, you decided as a couple to do that. Okay, and people can now watch you fuck, find the video and watch you fuck, right? Boom. That is pornography. You know what I'm saying? But if you just film you and your wife or you and your girl having sex and you and your girl watch the tape and then y'all delete it or you never show it to anybody else in the world, that's not porn.
You're watching porn.
So what? It's not porn.
You're watching
not
porn.
To me, there's a vast difference. To me, that's just you and your girl fucking. That's just you watching you and your girl fuck. And
I'm just watching the video.
Yes, you're just watching a video and
fucking-
nobody else can see it. If it's not mass produced, if it's not viral, that's not pornography.
So and amateur porn is not.
And well, amateur porn, but again, you put it out on the thing as amateur porn. That turns it in, that makes it pornography. At least to me.
Because it just is.
I mean,
That's what it is.
You can argue the semantics of it, but the truth is, at the end of the day, by my definition, it only becomes pornography once it's able to be viewed by the masses.
So you can't take it seriously. You can never fall in. You can never have feelings for porn actress that you watch.
No, why the fuck would I know she's faking it? I know she's not. I know it's fake. I've always known it was fake.
No, but have you ever seen like the ones where they're like fucking a fan?
No, I
never see that. Oh man,
categories.
It's a disaster. It's a disaster because you know what? They have to deal with this real person and how they really fuck. And you know what I'm saying? If you're not equipped or capable or whatever, she's gonna really destroy you and really really.
I mean that I believe.
These are real people.
I have no problem believing that.
Really fuck. And if you're not and there's a fantasy created with porn. But say you got to that, got to experience them. Like the porn I did, the one porn that I did that was really, really good.
Wait. Hold on. Pause for a second. Let me take a pause for cause. I had to take this. Hold on. we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give you one moment right here on the Just Be Frank podcast.
We're just getting good.
What? Hold on.
Really?
So you okay? So we got to do this quickly. you were
hold on, real quick before we come back, shout out Lil Debbie with these honey bun muffins.
Oh my! All right, you got chapstick and honey bun muffins from Little Debbie.
Yo, my man, regular Mike. He be on Instagram and Facebook or whatever. My man, regular Mike. He loves the snacks. Call himself El Snacko. You gotta try these shits right here.
Okay. Oh shit, be a snack. You know you don't know what you're trying to do right there.
Yo.
So yeah. Please.
So as I was saying, I've done several porns, right? I've done several porns, but the one porn that I did that was like really, really great. It was really amazing. Like the reason that I wanted to do it, like I got to really live the experience was I had sex with this girl, Selena Starr. You can look her up and all that. And she was an actual professional. And man, like the sex that we had, we made magic on that screen, bro.
Okay.
The producer or whatever, like he brought many, we did several scenes together or whatever. The reaction that he got from that particular scene, and when he chopped it up or whatever, and I don't know what the fuck he did with it. Like he showed me it one time. So all I had was like it's like I had some pictures of it or whatever. But I remember filming it and it was like, yeah, that's what it's all about. And it wasn't really like directed really well. We were just fucking.
Right.
And it was like, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that a lot of the shit that you see in porn ain't real. I'm telling you.
Listen, again,
as a man that's in it, like that shit was that I mean the shit is real. And then some of the other scenes that I did or whatever, like the sex that we was having or whatever, it wasn't always great. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the porn scenes you're gonna see, they're not all great. They're not all not gonna all feel or look like or look like they're real, because some of them aren't really that aroused. Just like when people have sex, not all sex is fucking great. Sometimes you fuck is really good. Sometimes you fuck it, it's like you're just trying to get a nut, or
Right.
you didn't really want to have sex this time, but you just did it to satisfy somebody else, or whatever.
Right.
But it's still real. The fucking aspect of it,
Listen, we're
it's
gonna
still
have to
real.
we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this one, because I understand that I understand that there are certain parts of it that are indeed real, but overall it is a performance. It is fake. But the effects of it, as far as the mental and physical well-being of the actors once they leave the industry and everything like that, more often than not, it doesn't turn out well. They're, addicted to drugs or alcohol or whatever. And unfortunately, it's not always glamorous. It's not always.
There's casualties of war, and the the thing that brought it up was Billie Eilish was like, yo, she was watching porn since she was 11, and it it fucked her. If yeah, exactly, it fucked her up mentally to see what, you know what I'm saying, the women in the porns were going through. And
Right.
she thinks that it's a very demonic industry, and this,
Yeah.
that, and the third. And a lot of other, and then some sex workers, I don't know if they were porn actresses or whatever the case may be, because some people are into like dominatrix and shit like that, and
Okay.
do wild shit that they get paid for. And I understand what you're saying. Like now, I kind of understand what you're saying. It's like once you put it on camera, like you can get paid to do a sex act or whatever,
Right.
and it's not porn. But once you put it on camera, it's a whole different thing.
Holding ball.
I say that once it's on camera, it's porn. You don't have to get paid for it.
I mean, I think I would say that
I wasn't paid for that. The scene that I was
but I would
talking to
only
you
say
about,
it's
I didn't get paid for it, but it was
no,
fucking amazing. It was
but I
better
would
than money.
it's porn if it's provided to people to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like if I can't see it on Pornhub, it ain't porn. Shout out to Pornhub, please cut me a check. But
Big facts.
and then you asked, should a woman bring something to the table in a relationship? And we're gonna close with that one. But the truth is, if you're with a woman,
as a man,
if you're with a woman, obviously there's something that she's bringing to the table. But do you have something? Do you mean that monetarily, or like in what context do you mean that? You know what I'm saying?
Because honestly, it could be anything. I don't know.
Then if that's the case, then
it could be whatever. It could be whatever you.
Whatever you. Well, then if that's the case, then yes,
whatever piques your interest, whatever piques your interest, and what makes you attracted to somebody, or whatever the case may be, or your reasons for getting into a relationship.
Right, and that would be the reason to be with her. So if that's the case, then yes,
I think when people are talking about bringing something to the table, they're talking about
money, right? And that's to me, just talking about that,
or an ability to make money, like making money, having money, the ability to make money, or bringing something of interest to it's like all boils down.
No, and I get that.
You help me make money. Are you making money? How do you make money?
And I agree. Listen, if we're gonna build an empire together, if we're gonna be together, then we should want to build together. And I get that. You know what I'm saying? As evidence, I don't care about the gender roles and shit like that. I just want to be able to live and be happy and be free. And if I can find a woman that will build with me and grow and do all that, then she's bringing everything I need to the table. You know what I'm saying? If all I ever ask is loyalty and love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to LOX. That's all I ever asked for is loyalty and love. and I'll provide the same. You know what I'm saying? And then everything that goes with that is everything that's going to go with that. But if we're going to build together, then yeah, you obviously bring something to the table. If I'm with you, then you're bringing something to the table, and I should as well. You know what I mean? And that goes beyond money. That's emotionally, physically, mentally. That's everything.
Mhm. I don't understand a man asking a woman what she's bringing to the table
Yeah, me neither. That's a stupid question.
because I believe that a man that is attracted to a woman, it more times than not is immediate.
Right.
Or it's like, yo, like you see it, you see somebody and you're like, yo, wow, she's beautiful, or
Yeah.
wow, she's glowing, or wow, she looks really smart. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. You can we catch that interest really, really easy.
Oh yeah.
And um as a woman, I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, I don't think that they should look at themselves like, well, not only are you into me, but now on top of that, I gotta um prove something, or you know what I'm saying, prove my value more so than your just visual interest.
Right.
Like back in the day, I keep bringing up when I talk about relationships. I love to go back in the day because I feel like those situations have been proven to work. And I'm watching how a lot of relationships go today and how they just fail miserably. You don't see too many. You don't see too many relationships lasting 20 years, 30 years. Those things, those
Well,
relationships have value. And I'm not saying just because you're with somebody 20, 30 years that you enjoyed every second with them or whatever the case may be. No,
not only that,
I think that's impossible.
no, well, not only that, but it's like people back then, they they lived differently, and they were going through different shit. Nowadays, everything is instant gratification. Back then, you stuck with the person you loved. You know what I'm saying, or you were
Mhm.
with. You know, I I I would love to go back to that type of thing where you could be in love with 20, 30, 40 years, you know what I'm saying? Have a good life together. I'm single, so
Yeah,
obviously
I
I
mean,
don't
you
know
can
what I'm
it
talking
can
about,
it can
but
happen today. It can
huh?
happen. It can happen
It can
today. You don't have to
happen,
go back
but
to it.
it takes two people who are willing to weather the storm of life together. There will be ups, there will be downs, there will be good times, there will be bad times. But if you can stick it out, then yeah, you can last. And I firmly believe that I think when two people are destined for each other or meant to be together, nothing can stand in the way of that. And I think that, even if it takes, like you say, sometimes it could take a year, 2 years, 5 years for them to realize that they're missing something that they should have had. You know what I'm saying? And that's unfortunate. Um, because time is the one precious commodity that we don't get back. You know what I mean? But
Listen, I am toxically masculine.
oh, good of you to admit it.
I am toxically masculine. So I can't foresee a situation where a man is going to expect um something of their woman um in order to progress in their relationship, or um to obtain her interest in him. To me you gotta have, not you gotta have like fucking you gotta have money or whatever the case may be, but you gotta have that level of interest and prove to that woman that you can um that you can move forward, and that you and while showing you have that ultimate interest in her to make her want to be with you, go along this ride with you,
Right.
things of that nature. To question whether what she's going to bring to the table is, to me, a level of like fear.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, and it's like, no man, like I'm not saying no, like men fear none or whatever the case may be, but there has to be some type of level, some type of curve to your fear. Because at some point you're gonna come up, so at some point you're gonna look like a pussy. And I don't foresee any woman taking some pussy man, taking some pussy man in. Or
No.
like, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
they
Like,
do. They do.
or a good,
Some do.
I don't, yeah, and a
Because
lot of them are bad women. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like she this red flags and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But the traditional strong woman, you know what I'm saying? She's not going to let some soft pussy person lead her into the future, because she doesn't need that shit.
no, she can.
Women are what women are capable of far exceeds what any man can do.
I agree.
That's
I
just
agree.
my personal
Wholeheartedly,
opinion.
I agree. I think
My
I
personal opinion. And it's like, when you ask what she's bringing to the table, it's like, well, I'm afraid that you're gonna bring me down,
yeah.
or I'm afraid you're gonna suck everything out of me and take and leave me for take everything I got and leave me to rot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And that's a
I'm
bad feeling.
scared. I'm scared of what's going to happen moving forward. So I need to protect what I have, or protect everything or protect what I'm working for, or, you know what I'm saying, to avoid you.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like, you're not showing interest. You're not showing that you want this woman. And it's like, she's putting herself on trial for you when you need her.
And
I
that's
believe internally all men know that they need women.
oh
They
yeah.
need life.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Just the primal shit of bearing children. You need
Right. Right. I agree.
our
And I think
enjoyment, our what is it that starts with an O? Some scientific term. that was when you're attracted to somebody, and the endorphins or some shit like that. Is that what it's called?
okay.
Ours towards them is so much stronger than theirs towards us.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, but that's just nature, I guess. And we
But
know
the value that women have is so strong, and I believe in previous eras of love, you know what I'm saying, they carried it with class and with power and prestige, and the mere fact that you can ask a woman what she's bringing to the table, and for her to even take that shit into consideration or serious, is devaluing them,
yeah.
to the
I
point where,
mean,
why would I even deal with you?
well,
Because you don't
and
have the
again,
value, you don't have the self value of a woman to that I would want to even bring to the table.
and
Well,
that's
I'm
what I'm
not bringing
saying.
the table for something like you.
And
And
that's what I
she should,
say. If she's with me, then she's bringing everything she needs to bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? And I don't got to question it.
but
You know
you're
what I'm saying?
saying just her be her.
Yeah,
Just
because
bringing all I
I
need
just
to the table.
right because because the truth is I know for certain it's real. You know what I'm saying? And that's good enough for me.
See, I think we would be called simps. I think we're just simping the fuck up right now.
Probably, definitely. Fucking, I'm
Which
sure
I
I'm a,
think,
I
which
think I'm
I
a,
think,
or even worse, we're cucks. That's the worst.
No. So see, there you go. You taking it all the way over there. We're right here. And you just start wandering off.
I got issues, man. Don't judge me.
I think the simp label has it's had this negative effect on men because it's like, yo, don't be like that because
well, simple is short for simpleton,
a
is
lot
it
of
not?
yeah, a simple nigga.
That's what I said, simpleton.
when it comes to women, and some are like extreme simps to the point where you really get walked all over.
Yeah.
But to me, there is a gentleman in a simp.
Yeah.
There's levels to that shit. There's not like
There's always
one
levels to
simp
that
is
shit.
equal to others, but you know what I'm saying. The gentleman has been attacked in this labeling of simps.
Well,
So
yeah, and I definitely identify as a gentleman because I'm still scared enough of my mother to have good manners and shit. But
yeah,
truth
but
is,
the gentleman is being torn, is being attacked in a way by the toxic male that's encouraged to be, because it's like, yo, don't, you know what I'm saying, don't love hoes, you know what I'm saying, don't make a hoe a housewife,
right.
you know what I'm saying, the don't date a stripper type situation,
right.
like don't trust these hoes and this, then the third. And it's like, yo, there's value in that area that these guys are throwing away. There's value in these women. It's not all just this cookie cutter,
right.
You know what I'm saying, type of female.
No,
That's
not at all. But we agree that the concept of what a woman brings to the table is bullshit, and you know we can agree that even the question itself is just foolish and downright rude. Honestly, you know what I'm saying?
It is.
You know what I mean?
And that dude Kevin Samuels is fucking. Some people listen to him and think
they
that
really do, and
real.
And
what he's saying is accurate, and it's like
fire out of him because he's a fucking asshole. Like, damn, man, wow, that guy is a douchebag, and he really is, and he just talks to people any old way he wants to, and I just can't deal with that shit. Like that shit gives me agita. I don't.
No, but the problem is that he's like, yo, if you're not this certain level of woman, then you better not expect certain things.
Right.
And it's like, no, you've had a lot of beautiful women come on there, and a lot of motivated women. He's had a lot of people come on there that he's just torn the fuck down.
Right, and that's the worst thing.
And have them thinking that they're less than what they are. Yeah. And it's like, yo, you don't do that. You don't, as a man, you don't do that to women.
Right.
You only wanna uplift them because they're only gonna uplift you.
Right. That's
in some cases, not all of them.
Not all, but for the most part,
not all black people are good for the culture. Not all women are good for feminism or whatever. Like, it's not all of them, but you want to hope that you want to believe in a majority of them, just in order to sustain our way of living and our way of life and our relationships and our families and stuff like that. You want to protect the majority of these women that you torn down.
Right. And maybe we stop thinking in such shallow terms about each other, and maybe really just try and find the parts of us that are imperfect, but we love them anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, but either way, man. But hey, man, this was a good one. I appreciate you, brother. This was good.
I love you, man.
I love you too, man. You know what I'm saying? You are not getting an apology for sure, but
listen, I'm gonna get I want my apology, yo, because they hurt my feelings.
Oh shit. You will be fine.
Listen, no. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with anything else. Like, oh, I feel so. Y'all hurt my feelings. You called me a name. Why? You didn't have to do that. Just you can agree. You can disagree with me. That's fine. But you don't have to call me a name. I didn't call. I didn't call none of that. I don't. I didn't. Even I've never. And when I apologized, I didn't call them out of their names. I didn't refer to them in a certain way. I was just like, yo, these girls really came.
Well,
And
I
then
tell you what,
like, yo, I
if
don't, I don't want to be called a pig. I don't want to be
tell
called
you
a
what,
douche.
if I get any inkling that they decide they want to apologize, I'll let you know.
Please do.
I'll tell you. I told you they called you, so I think I apologize.
just so y'all know, I have a direct line to you. I will find you when I find you.
Listen, this has been the Just to Be Frank podcast. Agree to disagree. For my brother Sean Wallace, I am, of course, your boy Frank Starfire. Appreciate you for joining me as ever. Of course, if you liked everything you heard, or even if you didn't, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that little bell motherfucking notification so you can get notified when we drop new shit. This will probably be up on Christmas night. The one we shot last week will be up on Christmas morning, so give or take. So
we should say that for the new year. And don't forget, y'all, comment on these things so we can talk about this. I want to talk about all of these things.
Engage.
Please comment on everything that you see, everything that piques your interest. We want to know what y'all know. It's not just about us.
Right.
We want to have a conversation with everybody.
Even if you want to just call us assholes, pigs, and douchebags.
Yes, that's fine. Yeah, listen.
Leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments. Yeah, let me talk. Let me defend myself. Let's talk about it.
Appreciate y'all as ever, man. One love. Abracadabra. Peace.